New tonight, a historic church is up for sale, and members of a spiritual community in Grand Rapids hope to refurbish it to use it for worship. But several investors are interested in other things, like potentially tearing it down and building some apartments. In order to potentially save the historic site, the spiritual group has to raise hundreds of thousands of dollars. Tonight, they're revealing their restoration plan to 24-Hour News 8's Sarah Hurwitz in hopes of gaining support.
Well, we first told you about Unveiled in April. It's a spiritual community accepting of the LGBTQ community. And now it's hoping to find a permanent home for its prayer in a church that they say has been vacant for a year. And they knew it would be perfect when the for sale sign went up.
It sits on the corner of Hermitage and Diamond Avenue in the sunlight, weathered siding surrounding the old stained glass windows.
Revival is awakening something to the reality of its identity, what it was created for originally, and the restoration back to the perfection.
That's what Unveiled wants to do, to take this historical church in East Hills, restore it, not only in its physical appearance, but give it a spiritual transformation.
The old roughness of the building is part of the beauty, and to put the modern flares in there, I think would really just set it off, and that's very similar to what we aim to do spiritually. We're taking Christ-centered spirituality and we're giving it a second look.
Josh Fedney, pastor and Unveiled member, says it's about making church relevant to culture today, giving people a place of community, no matter their sexual orientation, in a building that holds a rich history in an area of town that he and others say makes sense.
In the perfect location in the East Town, East Hills area. It can seat lots of people. We could use it for lots of different purposes. We'd like to be able to get multiple churches in here.
But they fear that it will be torn down and become new apartments.
The ability to preserve something, otherwise, it ends up getting just, bulldozed.
And years of religious and spiritual history with it. But Unveiled members are determined, despite other competitive offers, to raise the money to preserve the detail, the paint, and the place of worship.
And Unveiled members say that they need to raise $300,000 to purchase and restore the church.